Sanibonani simukele kwi Daily Thetha on SABC 1 Mzansi for sure igamo Kini Shandu and namhlanje sikhuluma izinto zothando kodwa uthando namhlanje sithe ukuthi silihambise kakhulu ngoba sibheka uthando ngaphandle kwamncele nothando ngaphandle kwesikhumba abantu abathandanayo kodwa bebe bengahlali ndawonye ama expenses nayo yonke into ukuthi ifamily accepta kanjani zuthando namhlanje Dumi ne
Kini Kini nakalina kina Tumelo sihlokolo samathomo saka Mothotoane. Welcome to Daily Thetha everyone. Let's talk every Monday to Thursday from 11 a.m. until 12 p.m. Of course discussing all issues that affect young South Africans, and of course as my partner in love crime once said today about lerato out of the ordinary. This is intercontinental, interracial love elungor itama through cross culture. So we're learning about different backgrounds, different traditions, different backgrounds of growing up and how we're raised. So if you would like to also share in your experiences, you can go to our social media on Facebook rather and Twitter, get on daily_Thetha, and on Instagram get Daily Thetha_SABC1. If we are phone get 011 339 1315.
into sebheka namhlanje kakhulu Dumi sibuka ekuthenini uLuyande engwala eNingizimu Afrika nje intombi yomZulu waze wathola uthando le phesha eMexico nanokuthi umndeni wakhe wacabanga kanjani lokho nane language nje futhi ukuthi kwenzakala kanjani wenza ukuthi uthola ukuthi useshade kwelinye izwe asizweni ukuthi kwahamba kanjani besichazela ke nomkhwena wakhe uJeni.
Was it love at first sight, or did it grow into love? It was a little bit of both. I think we were very much attracted to each other right away.
The reaction of parents meeting and knowing that this is happening. Well, one, my mom, she's gonna hate me, but this is the truth, sorry mom. So I tell her on the phone, and then she's like, oh really, you know how South Africans are, like what color is he? I don't know why you ask that question all the time. So I'm like, oh, he's Mexican. And she goes, is he like brown with tattoos on his face? Is he a drug dealer? I'm like, Ma, that is so ignorant. I said I love you because I said it first. We were chilling in student housing, and we were probably about to go to bed, and then it was pillow talk. I don't know how you call it. Pillow talk. Then I love you came out. That was about a month after meeting each other.
One of the doubts that I had, I think my only doubt was that she was going to leave for South Africa.
I don't think I had doubts. I am very independent, so I don't think it was a thought. It was, I came here to go to school and I'm going to South Africa. So it's either you're coming or you're not, but regardless, I'm going. So I don't think there was doubts. I think it was just, it's either you're on board or you're not. Meeting his family for the first time, it was was it a year? No, a few months, probably a few months in. They're a very big family, so the first time meeting the family was meeting everybody at once. So it wasn't like, hi mom.
We're Mexican.
It was like everyone at once. But I'd like to think I'm really good with parents anyway. So what I did do was like wear a longer dress and like maybe covered my shoulders. But then after a while, my hair was shaved and I don't know, there's probably a streak in it or something, I don't know. After a few minutes, I was like, well, this is me.
Yeah, for us, there's not a language barrier, but I think it's with the families. When you're getting to know them, they'll speak whatever they know. I think what's funny though, like her mom, well, my mother-in-law will speak to me in Zulu sometimes. Maybe I'll catch something because of whatever I try to learn, but more often than not, I'm just like, sorry, Mom, I don't speak Zulu.
Well, that's an example, of, one of the couples that we're having today. About, their relationship and how they were able to cross, borders and cross continents to find their love. On 011 339 1315. On social media, go to our Facebook page, go to our Twitter account, including Instagram, and then link on our topic.
Luyanda ngifuna ukubuza lo mbuzo lokuthi umndeni wakho amaZulu And the time usubatshela ukuthi uzuthole uthando eMexico, bareact kanjani nje wonke umndeni? Awuxwayanga kakhulu?
No, I don't think my family's never been a family that cared about what color I did. Actually, when I was leaving for Los Angeles, I had a going away party. And my dad, in front of all of my friends, said, I don't care if you're gonna have a yellow, a white, a black, or this boyfriend. All I know is that I want my 11 cows.
Oh, okay.
And that's all he said.
And what colors are
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But he's still paying them off.
With installments.
Yes.
Or full. All right. So Gerardo, want to
Installments.
know, when we talk about, cross-cultural relationships, how easy or difficult was it for you to integrate into, a black South African family that you married into?
I don't think it was, I think culturally, it was interesting and it was enlightening for me to learn. I think immediately I just was like, okay, just teach me everything. Not actually saying it, but she just was like, no this, and like telling me the correct things or things like that. But it wasn't like about, I guess, skin tone or anything, but cultural.
But let's talk about language barrier. Did you find yourself having to, at a dinner table, and then you look around, who's saying what to who? Because I like to believe that your family speaks Zulu.
I think actually the most language barrier that I've experienced is within his family rather than him and my family. Because his family speaks Spanish a lot. So I would end up just, on my phone or chatting with the kids because his family as well is very mixed with so many different backgrounds. So the kids, the younger kids, don't all speak Spanish. So I just hang out with the 10-year-olds and be like, what's up, guys? Like, what's going on?
Yeah. And for you, Gerardo, as well, coming to South Africa and having to also see that, in the country we have more languages, I think 10 more different languages as to the Zulu that, Leander's been raised in. How is it also, also engaging with South Africans and then, judging perhaps even your own relationship?
Well, I'm not just picking up Zulu.
Right.
There's a little bit of everything that I've gotten, and then somebody will tell me, why are you speaking Sotho when you should be speaking Zulu? And I'm like, oh, wow, I didn't know.
Also, our friends in Los Angeles gave him the nickname Tepo.
And
then everyone in South Africa was like, Tepo, aren't you Zulu? I was like, guys, okay, well, that's the name that they gave him. I don't know what to do.
And then when it comes to Mshado, what about the cost then? When you guys want to do your own wedding, how costly is it?
We were quite frugal. We were counting, and we went through, I think the venue is the most expensive.
Yes.
So we found a different way to get the most out of the venue.
Where was the wedding?
It was in Los Angeles, in Woodland Hills, at Frank Sinatra's house.
No.
It was just an Airbnb house.
It was one of them.
One of his houses.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right.
So it was quite frugal.
And for you, Gerardo, as well, I'm sure also culturally having to pay ilobola, dowry for your bride, having to, have different weddings at the groom's house and at the bride's house. How was that learning experience for you as a groom?
I think it's, when it comes to the person who is new to this, they should just like throw themselves into it, because that's what I did. I was just like, okay, let's see. And luckily enough, my brother, who was the person with me doing the lobola, he was also just like, I don't know what's happening, but let's go with it.
I hope you won't find, hey? Because I know that, especially the Zulu culture, you'll be fined a lot for not doing things the correct way.
Just one fine for living together before marriage.
Yeah.
Right.
I believe we have a caller on the line right now. Mpumalanga. Bongi?
Hi.
Kunjani?
Ngiyaphila kunjani?
Sikhona. Khuluma nathi uthini ke wena kwi Valentine's Day?
Happy Valentine go kumuntu studio. Yeah, Nami, I am actually getting married. I'm getting married nje kubhutilana from abroad. Sidibane when I was still studying in Japan. Yes, 4 years ago.
And ifamily yakhe injani ngalolu daba? Bajabulile or bayibuza ukuthi why uqoda ubhuti wale ngaphandle bekhona bengaka abantu la eNingizimu Afrika?
Well, mixed emotions, yabo, because ubabami umfundisi. So when I actually started to go, I am getting married to a white man, things were not easy because vele ngize la ekhaya sengilophile abroad. So I got married overseas, and then manje I had to do things nje kahle. So the problem yasekhaya was that I am already married vele.
Yo, hayi, no.
You see.
No, hayi siyakuzwa kahle sisi umbono wakho siyabonga kakhulu sisi.
Ngiyabonga nambhoti.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty, thank you so much for the caller. Well, right now though, I'm getting an ad break, and we'll still talk more about the intercontinental, the interracial relationships. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Daily Thetha. SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. About love beyond borders. 9 provinces in South Africa. Mara it extends to other continents and other races, other cultures, other traditions. And at the end of the day, we're one humanity, we're one community, one global village. So I'm very interested to see about certain different cultures and backgrounds. Mara, we still want to hear from you. So on 011-339-1315, little butching about some of your testimonials. But we're also joined by Accordance Lemuel Ndoro. Accordance, of course, Uchwa and Lemuel Uchwako Zimbabwe. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Guys, how did you guys meet?
I'll let him answer that.
Oh, okay.
Actually, myself, I'm a pastor.
Okay.
So it happens that I used to see or always in church.
Oh, okay.
So, but I didn't have time to talk to her. So I was just watching her back for five months, checking each and every Sunday, each and every service if she's around church.
5 months, you say a word?
Without a word.
Okay.
Yeah.
So sweet. And did you notice anything, like if it took him 5 months to notice you, did you pick up any jinyana, or it was just like, Kimuruti, he's preaching, let's just,
Well, I used to see him in church. I would notice him like, oh, I like that guy. But I would just pull back because he is a pastor and, I'm a congregant. And I thought, no, let me chill.
But now you're dating someone outside of South Africa. How about to your friends, everybody? Back discriminator because kuna le stigma saguta I know you want because of new or whatever the case may be.
It's most of my friends, they actually appreciate me, but of course we've got those few friends who actually don't really understand other cultures. Even if you can say you're dating a culture guy, for them it's a problem. So it was a problem for others to actually say to them, I'm actually getting married to a Zimbabwean guy. They go like, woo, from Zimbabwe. I've seen that a lot of South Africans actually, they get to think that Zimbabwe is poor of the poorest countries. Then they get to look at you with that eye and say, oh girl, you don't deserve that. So you get such.
And I don't think it's just only about, the economy of Zimbabwe, but even with gentlemen from, your Ghana, Nigeria, people sometimes have the stigma of they're either corrupt or, they're selling drugs or there's something that they want out of a relationship. Did you get that as well, Lemuel? Maybe people thinking, do you want a South African citizenship? That's why you married a South African woman?
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of people, they were thinking that I'm marrying her just because I want papers. But when it comes to love is beyond that.
Right.
Because you can still get papers, but at the end of the day, if you separate, those papers cannot work.
Yeah.
What is important is it's love between you.
What about your cultures, guys?
Like papa, having to cook like Zimbabwean dishes now.
Well, luckily for us, Zimbabwean South African culture, it's not that different. So one thing that I learned about Zimbabwe was the salsa, which is the pap. It's a bit harder than us, but I don't have a problem with it because I'm from Limpopo myself. And then they've got this morio, this other morio. It's like spinach, but it's a bit hard.
Right.
Yeah, actually. Yes,
okay.
And then you just slice it a bit, then you mix it with the what do you call it? The beef stew. So I love that. That was awesome, actually.
So some fun is namasonja as well.
No, I'm not Zanga, so I'm not into into those things.
Right.
But in terms of the culture, I would speak more about the language. Well, my granny, I talk about my granny because she's so generous to me. The first time I told her that I'm actually getting married to a Zimbabwean guy, and then she thought, oh my child, so he's thinking overseas. And I'm like, no, granny, it's just Zimbabwe. She was so worried. When I crossed the border, she's thinking, my child, what if you're not going to come back?
Sure.
So the difficult thing about us right now, I guess, it's the language barrier.
Okay.
He's a Maruti who will have to pray for them at home, and then I have to be the one to translate all the time. So I have to crack the jokes between the two people, so it gets a bit difficult.
I believe we have a call on the line right now. Abdul from Pretoria.
Hello?
How are you, Abdul?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Please talk to us. What's your comment or the question about the two?
My comment is that getting married from my comment is that getting married from abroad.
Yeah.
I think it is fair because it teaches you a lot of things and a lot of from different cultures.
You are from Somalia, right? Abdul?
Therefore, my nationality, I'm from Somalia. Yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, I can hear you.
And I'm getting married from a South African lady from Pretoria.
Alrighty, then. Unfortunately, we have to cut you off there. Abdul, I'm not sure if you have your TV on or busy. You are arranging lobola negotiations, but let's not interrupt you. We got the gist of what you were saying, but thank you so much for that call. I understand Patricia on the line. Patricia. It's fine. Call us afterwards. Let's just take a look at what everyone is saying on social media right now. I understand we have a comment on Facebook, and this one is from Iriana Diaz, who says, it is very hard. First, the language becomes a huge barrier. You can't communicate with the partner's parents. Very, very important. Culture, sometimes you have to compromise and sacrifice somehow, but in the end, it's an amazing experience. Another country's love. So, what I think Batswadi, having to communicate with Batswadi, the elders, it seems to be like that common ground that sometimes our couples face.
I see something as well from Umkoli Sikaut. For me personally, I wouldn't marry outside of my culture or race because it would mean I have to compromise some of my beliefs that would just complicate many things in my life. That's
Do you compromise, Lemuel?
Sometimes there's some things that you just need to compromise because I believe if you marry from across the border, it's a two-way thing because you are coming from a different culture, marrying to another culture, which means it needs to balance half to half, not that this is men's world, but we need to understand that I'm marrying to a South African, I'm a Zimbabwean, so which means it must be 50-50. We mustn't disadvantage each other.
Interesting. Very interesting.
It's very much, and I'm trying to understand here. In terms of kids, do you guys have kids before? How did it happen?
Actually, we are just new in this marriage because our wedding, it was on Saturday.
Wow. So you just got married
Really
this past weekend?
This Saturday,
Wow. And for when the wedding, I mean, as well as Gerardo Hore, you have to learn to do, the wedding go, the groom's house and the bride's house and then the white wedding. Nelly experience for when would you say?
Well, luckily for us, we didn't have to go through the groom and the bride's house. We just did it at the venue one day, and our parents were very fine with it.
In your own venue, ne?
We had to book a venue somewhere to do it. So we couldn't complicate it. I mean, the advantage for him is he's a pastor, so we don't have to go through all the long route. So that was the advantage as well for us. Sure. And everybody respected our decision as well. Yeah.
And also the cost, because we also spoke to Luyanda Hore, having to, bring your family down, perhaps overseas and flying them down. Nelly, those costs, do you think?
I must say that the cost gets to be very high. The costs have to be very high because your family is all around the world. You have to fly them in, some you have to drive them in. So it's it's really costly, I must say.
So would you say, a relationship it crosses, continents? It's an expensive kind of relationship. I 4 hours.
I must say, yes, it's quite expensive, but it's worth it. Yes, one of my friends said to me that, well, as a lady, you go to university, you graduate, then you take a bus to Zimbabwe, you get a man, then you
SABC Mzansi for sure. Njengamanje sahamba siyobheka emgwaqeni ukuthi bathini abantu about love across the border ukuthi bayasupport noma ukuthi bazi kangakanani about uhlelo esikhuluma ngalo namhlanje.
Hore re utlwana jwang ha monga lwa naheng e nngwe kapa tswa lefatsheng le fapaneng ke nana ke taba ya tshepo le taba ya lerato le taba ya hlompho hape ho utlwisisa hore kore ha ona taba hore wena o tswa lefatsheng le leng kapa o tswa naheng e nngwe e fapaneng mo le nahanang ka mokgwa o mongwe o fapaneng.
Ke nagana gore banna mmogo ka lebaka la lerato because ke nagana gore culture ga e botlhokwa yalo mo relationship ya go mare ga e le mo relationship ya go kana la compromise wa bona because ke lerato le leng botlhokwa thata.
They make it work because communication doesn't explain love. Love can't be described in a language. Yeah.
I believe communication's power, and then but at the end of the day, once they get to like link, I think the best thing is just to like come in together into a new country, and that's where they can meet up and then start a proper life.
Welcome back to Daily Thetha. We are talking love beyond borders. So lerato le leng gore a le tsebe mala, a le tsebe, tradition or culture le gore ya tshwana, it actually is free to love whom they want to love. And so please give us a call. I know you've been calling, but Abdul never phone ba busy ka manyalo ba organizer while they're calling. And so please give us a call on 011 339 1315. And I understand gore Sihlobo all the way from Gauteng, you are on the line. Ra amogela.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Good guy.
Tell us your story.
Sorry?
Is Sihlobo on the line? Is this Sihlobo?
No, Kimpo.
Kimpo. Oh, Mpo, o jumpile Sihlobo, but it's fine. Re botsa story sa gago wena Mphoza.
Okay. I'm gay, ne?
Okay.
So, ke tlo nyalana le motho wa lekgowa, so he's a white guy.
Yes.
So now it was only thata like before to his family and my family were like, how can like onyale motho a white guy, you are black, But then now we are in process, we are because you're engaged.
Now,
and now, but actually everything one as well.
Yeah. Madam Koro, how difficult was it? Because I'm very interested. Odila kali dilemma too, I'm thinking. You are a gay man and you're also getting married to, a white man. The challenges generally facing not only from Batswadi, but even society.
Yeah, like to everybody, like it's something like, like how I don't know. Sometimes friends, she will like, or she literally or something. But then to us, interactively, it's a love and trust between us.
Right. And then how overcome that love? I mean, were there certain decisions in public or I don't know, maybe the habits, life habits, did you have to decide consciously you're going to overcome these challenges as a couple?
Yes, we do. Like in relationship, for me, I don't do it for anybody.
Right.
So that's how we control ourselves. Like, and again, like, over the problems, what people have because they like, like, wow, this couple,
yeah.
So I try dealing too. But at the end of the day, like, we make us happy. We make other people happy.
That's all that's important. Mpo, thank you so much for calling. Thank you so much. Thank you. Interesting.
Usabukela iDaily Thetha on SABC Mzansi for sure, and izinto zithanda kuba nzima kakhulu Tumi. Ngathi kunzima nje ukuhlanganisa umshado khona la eNingizimu Afrika. Awucabanga usuthatha usuyisa kwenye indawo. Nanokuthi isimo sokuthi abantu abathandana especially beyond borders sima kanjani emphakathini njengamanje sinehambeli zethu so sisithembi no Sis Precious wedding planner Sis Precious so sisithembi uyena kusolwazi wezothanda. Sinimukele la kwiDaily Thetha ba.
Nami ngiyathanda bana.
Yeah, nasikhuluma soft kangaka asiveze kanjani mase nikhulumela phansi kanje. Awungitshele nje wena Sis Precious ukuthi ama-cost ukuthatha umshado from South Africa to kwelinye izwe aba kangakanani compared to ngoba vele kuke kube inkinga kusuka la e-Eastern Cape usuke eJozi?
Like it depends. If you plan and you budget, it shouldn't matter. So most of the time, I think I play more a role of a relationship expert than a wedding planner. So before Batoba, I'll tell them, you need to make sure you're ready for all the costs and you must expect this much to pay so that I understand or lenyalo la dura. So I think because that's how Kitoma, any couples consultation, I've never had issues where people have problems, along the way. Things cost more because you're taking it to a different country. I've done weddings, Swaziland, Botswana, Zambia, so it doesn't really matter. If the budget it shouldn't actually, be much of a concern. But obviously, when you convert into another currency, that's the one thing that you should keep in mind.
As Mrs. Precious is telling us about, the costs, lenyalo, and sometimes I think I was even talking to my colleagues today. We invest so much more the wedding day, the event, that there's life after that event. Take us through consultations the important especially with maybe a relationship coach or batswadi ba le advisor for lerato le leng gore ke le fapana ka mmala, different cultures, different traditions, different languages. How important is it to consult?
It's very important to consult because when you're going into it, you need to know that it's not going to be easy. The fact that the backgrounds differ, the culture differ, even the countries geographically. So it's important for you to enter into it knowing it's not going to be easy, but you need to enter into it with a positive mindset. I've seen some Twitter comments saying, I wouldn't want to marry because if I can't speak the language, then we can't communicate. You need to enter it with a positive mindset. And when you enter into that relationship, both of you are giving. As what Mr. Ndoro said, that it's a compromise, it's half-half. You have to be able to keep some of the values that are your core values that mean a lot to you, and you have to be able to compromise and say, you know what, it really doesn't matter, I'll leave this if it's causing a conflict. So have some values that mingle and merge, because there is something to learn from the elder culture.
Still on that, where i-couple ithole ukuthi banabantwana before and now sebezohlangana, uyawuba advise kanjani abantu abanjengalazo, because mind you lo munye umntwana umthole ngaphandle akusiyena owasile emshadweni, so ukumfaka la naye umfaka kule culture le entsha, uyawuthina kubantu abanjengalazo?
We all come from different cultures, but when we merge into one family, there is no domineering culture. So if you've got children from outside of the marriage, when you are getting married and you're combining your children, it means you have a way of life, your own energy in that home. So it becomes a bit unfair if one culture is domineering the other. For example, to say we only eat this type of food or we only worship in this type of way. So you do bring yourself and you do bring your offspring into a marriage, and it's constant communication all the time. It's constant communication to say we are now one, we are walking in one direction.
I'm very happy about communication being one of the key, at least core elements will hold, a relationship stretches beyond borders. Because I'm wondering, like a situation whereby, he's a gay man marrying a white, gay man as well. For when pressures, how do you deal with such couples so diverse? I can imagine Batswadi Libona during the planning, we want things done this way because they will please us as Batswadi. Or the uncles things done this way. But how do you then mediate in those kind of situations?
I always say, the first couple of months are very crucial. Just sitting both families down, what your wishes are, and everybody's speaking a lot about communication and compromising. If you tell them what you both want, because it's your wedding, but if it comes from a respectful way, the way you ask and you sit them down, it's not overpowering them or going against what they're used to, because obviously they're much older, what they're used to has changed. So if you tell them way in advance, it just takes away the pressure and the miscommunication throughout the planning process. But it happens where the uncle or the mother wants to be very involved. Where I come in is if I have an auntie that comes to me, they're telling me what to do, without also being disrespectful. I say, decline to your kids. If there's anything you must discuss with them first, I can't
just take instructions from Lena.
Yes, and then I think it's just the way that you say things and compromising to make sure that it's still a beautiful and memorable day, because it's not a memorable day without friends and family.
Absolutely.
So you need to make sure you have their buy-in as well.
Sis Precious, and njengoba uhleli nje lapha ekhaya ulalele, sikhuluma kakhulukazi ngothando ngaphandle komngcele waseNingizimu Afrika nanokuthi ama-costa khona kuba njani and izinto zigcine zihambe kanjani. Ake sithathe one caller. We have a caller on the line from Somalia. How are you?
Hi, good.
Are you good, brother man? Can you switch off your TV audio so that I can hear you very well? Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, good. Good morning, brother.
Hey, Tara, how are you doing, brother man? Are you good? Can you hear me?
Yeah, actually, I can hear properly. And I'm from Somalia, and I got married in South Africa, actually. And I don't see any difference between when I get married. My family thought I'm going to get problem between the difference of the culture and my culture and the culture of here in this country. But actually, we're an happy family, and I don't see any difference.
Oh, yeah. So you don't see any difference between when you marry someone from this country or outside of the country? Brother man, I think I'm losing you. But anyway, have you experienced it efana njengaleyo wena sis Precious ukuthi uplana umshado wala eNingizimu Afrika kodwa kufana nje ukuthi uplana umshado wangaphandle futhi kungabe kubikho umehluko omngako kakhulukazi?
I've had a couple of interracial couples that get married. So I've had South African marrying a Ugandan, where, you know, as a bride, unyaka to choose your own dress.
Oh, yeah.
But from Uganda, for example, the family has to dress you. They choose the outfit. And, you know, she had to really suck it in and pretend she loves it. And it was, it's those very, you know, the character, you just have to wear it. And she had to wear it with pride. So it's those things where to make the other person's family, you know, feel welcome as well. Because I think that's the most important thing. You want them to feel, you know, their child is marrying into in a good family, they're going to be well looked after. So that's where the compromises come in. Yeah.
I see. And Sister, before we go for an break, very briefly, what do you think are some of the key things you think couples who are in interracial relationships need to definitely prepare for? Very briefly, please.
Prepare to stand in what you believe, but at the same time, do not aggravate the family. Because just because you've got together and you are now in love, it doesn't take away the prejudices. Society is very prejudiced, so there will always be question marks. So if you get into it, prepare for that, but have self-confidence, stand in what you believe, and accommodate everybody.
Accommodation and communication, I think, is very important. Absolutely. Well, on that note, re Papa Chong, about love beyond borders. How do you handle it? Of course, society is very judgmental, and the three fingers are pointing right back. So I think it's fair. Just live your life and live your best life while doing it. So Papa Chong, and when we come back, we'll have more for you. Stay tuned. About love beyond borders this Valentine's. So if you want to join, you've missed out, hey, because we're learning a lot. Lirna, as the presenters, we're learning a lot that, you know, the couples telling what they go through on a daily basis as interracial couples, as couples they've married outside the borders of South Africa, and there's some cultural exchanges telling what they go through, not just for bona, because I can so even their families are going through, you know, that cultural experience, that, you know, exchange of traditional belief systems. So it's very interesting. But from Lena, how are you handling it from Koraye? You can call us on 011 339 1315 and go to our social media pages on Twitter, Facebook, Kerna Daily_Thetha, and on Instagram, get Daily Thetha _SABC1. You know, in studio. But for now, though, to our audience members, we have two beautiful ladies who are also married, and they're going to share with us, you know, the experiences. So, my lady, thank you so much for joining us. Just tell us experience, you know, as a married woman, sort of your culture.
Okay, my name is Nelsi Wedike, and I'm married. I've been married for 9 years, and I've been in that same relationship for 13 years.
Wow.
And I'm married in Nigeria.
Congratulations.
Yes, so, and I've got two beautiful children. And yeah, we got married, like I met him when I was still at varsity. And we got married the Lobola, the South African way. And we got married again, the Nigerian way, like as in the traditional way.
Yeah.
And we had the church wedding, like as in the white wedding.
Right.
It's such a beautiful experience, and I actually love it because I'm now part of the Nigerian family. And yeah, and before, like, it was not easy, but they've accepted him. And I'm just happy that I'm also accepted into their home. I mean, I go to Nigeria anytime, I fly anytime without him.
Hello.
I actually am part of the Women's Mothers Union in the village. So I am like a Nigerian queen.
So you can speak a bit of Nigerian?
Yes, I can speak a bit of Nigerian.
Beautiful. Sure. All right, then I think we have a call in the line.
Yeah, I think uPoppy. Ngifuna ukwazi ukuthi ena esimeni sokuthi we umkhwenyana wakhe ngakwelinye izwe then mase yadlula emhlabeni and ifamily yakhe ingekho eduzane ukuthi kwenzakala nesimeni esinjengaleso. Poppy, kunjani Poppy?
Hey, your volume is a bit lower, but I can hear you a little bit.
Okay, siyakuzwa thina Poppy. What's your comment or question about the topic namhlanje?
Oh, okay. You know, it's a very lovely topic. I'm a South African. Yeah. I got married to a Swaziland guy. Okay. Ne?
Yeah. Yeah.
The complications started when my lovely husband passed on. Everything was fine. The day he died, the family expectations from my side, from my family side, the things that we didn't know about.
Like what?
It was complicated. It complicated the whole thing. Then I ended up saying, no more marrying umuntu engamazi. Because their customs, the way they do things, is different with our doings. Hence, we love each other so dearly.
No, Poppy ngiyakuzwa phela ngifuna ukuthola kahle ukuthi yini le eyahluka kangaka lo owabona ukuthi ngeke usaphinde ngelinye ilanga.
Eyahluka when he passes on, the family expected, remember cultural, they will say, if our brother died, you have to marry one of our brothers.
Ukumngena?
Yes.
Okay.
I didn't understand it. Is it forceful? Secondly, ekhaya asingcwabi ngaphandle. He's supposed to come back home. Ngoba funeka ungcwaba nabogogo omkhulu. That was another thing that was challenging.
I see.
And thirdly, move on with life. Give us our kids. Our kids are adopt a stepfather. It's a different surname, different culture, different. You understand?
All right,
Okay.
thank you so much for that call, Poppy.
Yes, uPoppy ukhala ngokuthi yena into eyenzakala la wathola ukuthi family yakuba makoti yakuba mkhwenyana bakholele ekuthenini mase ushonile kumele kube khona ubhuti wabo omngenayo so that ingane zibe nesibongo esisodwa. And what's your comment esimene esinjengaleso?
Well, firstly, I must say, when you are a married couple, it's just that sometimes we don't talk about these things. And we don't normally like to talk about death. But I think we need to start talking about what happens if you pass on, who takes custody of the children. And the good thing is we also have laws in place. Some of the traditions that were practiced back then are falling away because society now comes to realize that they are not serving us. But what I would advise couples is talk about it, find out what the expectations from both families are. While everything is going well, be in good books with both families, talk, visit, find out what their values are, what their beliefs are, what their view is about passing on, what their view is about custody of children, and reach a common ground to avoid such surprises that come in such times as grief.
I think at that point, sometimes you invest so much for the event that there's life after, the wedding day that you need to also plan for. But I want to take it back to, one of our audience members again, who's also married, and you also married to someone that's not from your same culture, right? Please tell us about your story briefly.
I'm Zimbabwean. I met my husband in South Africa, but he's not South African, he's Nigerian. We met 9 years ago. We got married 6 years ago, and we have 2 children. The wedding wasn't a problem. We stood our ground. We decided to do everything in South Africa so that both families would be on neutral ground.
Right.
So that one wasn't an issue. He also had challenges, I remember, with the lobola, because apparently Zimbabweans charge a bit more than
Really?
Nigerians do.
Okay.
So he was like, my sister went for a fraction of what you're going for. And then, well, love always wins. It was either you want the wife or you don't want.
Right.
And then after we got married, I think the biggest challenge was the food. Because I love my pap and he would not eat pap. So at first I had to cook 2 different dishes until I got to a point where we have to agree that we will eat a bit of Nigerian food, a bit of Zimbabwean food, and because when you get married, you are creating a whole new culture. You are a whole new nation.
Right.
So our children can't be, they will never be Nigerian, wholly Nigerian, and they will never be wholly Zimbabwean. Neither will they be South African, although they are growing up in South Africa. So we are creating our own nation, our own culture.
Okay.
So that helped, understanding that helped, and
That's
it's been
interesting. Let me
bliss.
take it back to you, Sis Tembi. And I think it's very interesting that we have, you know, two different nationalities also, you know, having or sealing their union in a different country with its own laws and having to raise children, you know, in that family. But my question to you, go if you know, the other family doesn't accept you. Let's say, for instance, they're so stringent and rigid. We can only accept a Nigerian bride, or we can only accept a Zimbabwean bride or groom, and therefore we can't compromise. In that case, you know, do you love beds?
Well, it's either you do that, it's either you don't marry the person you love and you still keep your family and be miserable, because you will be miserable, or you are with the one you love, and then hopefully your family will come around. And if they don't, there are people that are moving on with their lives without family. It is not the ideal, but sometimes you do get forced to ask yourself, what do I want? What is at the core of my values? What is it that makes me happy at the end of Like what she says, you're creating your own nation. It's moving away from where you are from. We've all come from where we come from. We've created something for ourselves. Sometimes the people that we leave behind, they remain behind, and they are very rigid. You have to choose what is more important to you. Is it family or is
your
it
love?
this that you're trying to create?
Thank you so much, Sis Tembi. Well, we have to go for an ad break quickly. We are closing off our show. We're still getting departing shots from the guest jar and the panelists jar and our audience members as well. Just go more of their views. They've heard what has been said, but only when we come back.
Usabukela iDaily Thetha no SABC 1 Mzansi for sure. Namhlanje sikhuluma ngothando ngaphandle kwemingcele yaseNingizimu Afrika, nanokuthi ngaphandle kwemingcele nje yase-Afrika, and sinikeza nethuba lokuthi usifonele as well. And if you are on Facebook, Twitter nakhona siyaqhubeka inkulumo yethu ayigcini lapho. We have a call on the line. Sawubona. Hello caller. Sibone kuhle. Sontowe, I think it's no Sonto. Sontowe. And I believe to me sinabantu abafuna ukubuza imibuzo la kwi-audience yethu. Mfowethu ubufuna ukubuza umbuzo wakho uthini noma ukuphala kwakho ngabantu isihloko sethu sikhuluma ngaso namhlanje?
Sanibonani.
Yebo kunjani?
Mina kahle umbuzo wami ngifuna ukubuza lo sisi ohleli ngapha. Ukuthi kahle nje ukuthi ushade ne Zimbabwean guy kuba bakamukele kahle kanjani?
Move your microphone.
Like I said earlier on, that Zimbabwean culture and South African culture are not that different. So the family were very receptive, and I must make a point about Zimbabwean. Actually, when you're a South African or any other nationality, when you get to Zimbabwe, you get to be treated like a queen or a king. The people there are very awesome, I must emphasize that. So they welcome me very well, actually. The love was amazing.
Sure. Very important. Very important question.
And khona munye umbuzo futhi kunombuzo sisi ambusela again.
Mina bengicela ukubuza uSiliyanda ukuthi njengoba umuntu omnyama ne ushade nomlungu, so kuzoyenzakalani, like okay, let's say ubhuti uyashona or ini, uzozila uyenze like njenge culture yakho bazokuvumela ukuthi uzile or uchubeka ne culture yakhe?
Well, it's interesting because people call him a white guy, but he's Mexican. So I'm like, okay, well, he's Mexican. Just a really light-skinned one. Like a yellow-bone black girl. But that's a very interesting question, and I've never ever had that conversation before. And I really do not have the answer. But I'm glad that you asked.
So the very honest one.
Oh, the question was, if you pass away, what are am I going to take the traditions of the Zulu culture? Of the things that we need to do,
or perhaps
like
adopt your culture, your way.
Or your way of dealing with someone who's passed away.
What was the tradition like? Maybe you can explain to us what happens in a Mexican tradition.
If somebody passes away.
You bury them.
Well, I think it's because he's first generation American. So it's not like he is born and bred in Mexico. So they might have their own traditions, but more to be taking on the Western culture. So probably I would be taking on the...
I think we would talk about it and see, because it would probably be something different from whatever her culture is and whatever I know as well. So it's actually up to us.
Yeah. And it's a very
I
sad
think.
topic. Let's move to the next question.
Yeah. But I think ulokhu system
Yeah.
kwayichaza into enjengaleyo ukuthi
Yeah.
kubalekile for ama couples ukuthi esimene bengakubuki kube khona bakushiya ngaphandle. I don't know whether you ufuna ukusho something about this.
Yes, I just wanted to add, in addition to talking about what's going to happen after, I think Usisi can grieve the way she. I don't think there's anyone who can tell you how to grieve.
Yeah.
Whether you're wearing a red dress or a black dress, it doesn't work if it's imposed like that.
Yeah.
She's going to grieve for him the way. If she's going to take the Zulu way of grieving, that's fine. If she's going to grieve her own way, the Western way, that's also fine. But if it comes from her, because she's the one who needs to do the grieving and the healing, ultimately. Yeah.
But also,
so
we heard from our caller, Swazi guy, right? And she seems to be in a similar situation. Whereby now the family of the husband is sort of imposing, or family high is imposing. In that case, what do you do? Because we can't run away from the fact that in African customs, somehow the elders just take over, and if you rebel against bona, you are trying to rebel against what is tradition. What do you do in that situation as well?
It is a very difficult situation, and I don't think there's a straight answer for that. But what I can advise couples is be true to you at the end of the day, because like what I pointed out earlier, some of our traditions are not saving us, and the person that you were married to is gone. The person that bonded you to that family is no longer there. So for you to now have these things imposed on you, it's also very difficult. So we need to understand that as soon as somebody passes on, that bond, it may not really be broken, but there are no longer any additional obligations.
Yeah, but ngicabanga ukuthi nathi as abantu besilisa kufanele sicacise into enjengalezo ukuthi ekhaya siphila kanjani, as much as so that umuntu umenze abe aware ukuthi going forward if mina ngishona my brother uzokwazi ukuthi akhulise ingane.
Yeah, if it is that non-negotiable, then it does affect whether you get married or not in the first place. If that is the end result that is waiting for me at the end, then I may need to back off if I don't believe in that. So yes, honesty, let's talk about it, not just in the standpoint of wedding and love, because love is like that. It's a process. We grow old together. It's a dynamic thing. It changes with time. So we need to talk about it right up to the end. What's going to happen if the children are grown and they've moved out? What's going to happen if this happens?
Okay. And njengamanje kuline futhi sino Sonto ofuna ukuphawula ngehloko sethu. Sonto sukwamukele kwi Daily Thetha.
Ewe futhi.
Unjani mama?
Ngiyaphila kunjani?
Ngizothenga manje ukuthi uzothi nje uthi qapu siza ukuthi uthini wena umbono wakho noma ukuphawula kwakho.
Futhi ngiyayithanda itopic yenu, nami ngingomnye nje oshade ngaphandle eMozambique.
Uthi
bekubuhlungu nakubi ngoba ekhaya bebendada uba mawuphela lo mshado wakho ezingane sizozithini zingena amasiko sonzela lapha amasiko wazo and ingane zami zingabafana ziyi-2
hayi
kakhulu umkhulu bengayi-understand nangelanga lomshado.
All right. Thank you so much, Sis Sonto. I think what you're talking about, we've also heard a lot about different women.
Support now ukuthi isikhathi esiningi support mangayitholi kwifamily yakho kuba nzima kakhulu and kuyibona abantu futhi okhule nabo nabantu ohleli nabo isikhathi esiningi.
Alrighty then. Well, thank you so much to our guests. Thank you for joining us. Thank you so much to our audience members. Thank you to everyone for contributing to a conversation, and thank you so much for the call style. I'm sure the singles are wondering, while they start hook up, maybe where do we find these people from overseas? Well, stick to Daily Thetha. We'll continue the conversation and we'll see you next time.
Nakusasa sobe sikhona futhi sikhuluma ngetopic ethe ukuthi ukushintsha kakhulu, sikhuluma nge-intellectual property, so sithole nakusasa Daily Thetha no SABC 1 ngo-11 nje kuze kuyoshaya u-12. Siyabonga kakhulu. Besithathela le call yokugcina.